From living in poverty to witnessing gruesome incidents like gang wars and killings on their doorsteps, some of the world's top footballers have had an extremely tough upbringing. Join us as we share football's top rags to riches stories, uncovering their past and revealing just how much their lives and homes have changed. You don't want to skip any of this video, as you may miss out on the most incredible transformation story, like the player who was involved in gang wars and almost died before he even managed to kick a ball. Alexis Sanchez. Born in Tocopilla in Chile's northern mining region, Alexis was raised by a mother who worked as a cleaner at her son's school. He had little contact with his father. While still in school, he was forced to work odd jobs like washing cars to help support the family. Football, a sport at which he excelled, provided him with a way to escape the struggles of poverty. Astonishingly, Sanchez didn't even have a pair of boots until he was 14 years old. He received those from the mayor of Tocopilla, who had seen him play and sensed that there was something special about him. Alexis proved him right. At the age of 16, he made his professional debut for the local club Cobra Loa, before being signed by Serie A team Udinese. After a few seasons, he moved to Barcelona, and even though he produced some fantastic moments with the club, he was never able to satisfy the picky fans. Arsenal quickly signed him as soon as it was clear that Barca would let him leave. He outperformed every other star football player on the squad during the 2016-2017 season at Arsenal, scoring 30 goals and providing 14 assists. But because he was dissatisfied with the leadership and administration of Arsenal, Alexis finally made the decision to transfer to the rival club Manchester United, where he would be earning €350,000 per week. While his stint at United wasn't anything special, his bank account was definitely happy. He has lived in houses worth millions and has dated movie stars. He invested €2.3 million in his Manchester residence. One of the more quirky features to the property is its piano room, which comes complete with a bar. There is a detached garage which can fit 3 cars opposite the front door of the house, which also features a gym room above. South Florida real estate website The Real Deal also claimed that a Chilean forked out nearly €2.3 million for a luxury apartment in a condominium at Sunny Isles Beach. The place is a 30-minute drive from Miami and is one of the most luxury buildings in the area. Alexis is a classic rags to riches tale, yet he never lost sight of his beginnings. He's well known for giving out candy and replica shirts to underprivileged kids in his childhood town every Christmas. He also contributed hundreds and thousands of euros to repair the town's football fields. Lionel Messi. Many people know that there is a deep bond between Messi and Barcelona, but they don't know of his early troubles before joining the Catalans. Messi's soccer story begins at an early age when he was diagnosed with a severe growth hormone deficiency. Messi's talent for soccer, on the other hand, was undeniable. At the time, he was at Newell's Old Boys, his childhood club. Messi had luck as he was noticed by Barcelona very early in his career, and the club paid expensive treatments to help Leo grow. The doctor in charge of Messi's growth, Diego Schwartzstein, had to keep check on him for 2.5 years. Thankfully, Messi was a success story. In February 2001, Lionel Messi's family picked up their bags and moved across the Atlantic to make a new home in Spain. The entire household lived in an apartment near Camp Nou, and the rest is history. Today, Lionel Messi is one of the greatest football players in the world, with a net worth of about €400 million. He owns 3 houses in total. The best one is built in an environmentally friendly area. This beautiful and luxurious house overlooks the Mediterranean coast and is located in one of the most expensive suburbs of Barcelona, Castelldefels. The house includes a football ground, a swimming pool, an indoor gym, and a kids' playground. Oh, and he also has a room for all the shirts he's received from other players in his career. That is some improvement compared to the house he grew up in back in Argentina. Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo is frequently one of the players who come to mind when we hear the world of football. He is probably the richest self-made footballer in the world. However, he did not amass his astounding $500 million net worth overnight. To put it mildly, Ronaldo grew up in a challenging household with an alcoholic father and an overworked mother who worked as a maid to support her family. In 2004, his father passed away from liver cancer. Young Cristiano's life was difficult because he had to work odd jobs tirelessly and even share a room with his 3 other siblings. He even had to sweep roads in the morning to afford the basic necessities of life. The only positive thing that kept him going was football. One of his earliest accomplishments was being chosen as a young kid when he was signed by Sporting Lisbon. However, this was the beginning of new problems, as he was one of the youngest on the team and was often body shamed for being small and skinny. Things were not particularly easy for Ronaldo as a teenager at school either. Despite being well liked by his peers, he frequently clashed with his teachers. He was dismissed from school once for humiliating a teacher by throwing a chair at her. But Ronaldo's mother stood by him through thick and thin, and when he was about 17 years old, Ronaldo made his professional football debut with Sporting Lisbon's first team, securing a great victory by scoring 2 goals out of 3. But he got his big break career-wise when Sir Alex Ferguson, the manager of Manchester United, took note of him, and that started his legendary career. After experiencing success on every level in the Premier League, including winning the League, Champions League and even a Ballon d'Or, Ronaldo was ready for new challenges, so he agreed to join Real Madrid for €94 million. The transfer fee made him the most expensive player in the world. Ronaldo accomplished so much with Los Blancos, it's fair to say he has an empire of his own. His enormous wealth is largely the result of lucrative endorsement contracts, in addition to his remarkable $60 million average yearly income. He also makes an additional impressive $40 million at the very least, only from endorsement deals. Ronaldo bought a warehouse in Funchal Island, Portugal, and converted it into a beautiful 7-story mansion. Reportedly, Ronaldo spent $7.5 million to redo the home, with Mrs. Georgina Rodriguez, including 2 Olympic-sized swimming pools, a beautiful sea view, a football pitch, and a jacuzzi. According to The Sun, Cristiano reportedly spent €15 million on a home for holidays in Costa del Sol. The exact area in which the soccer star's holiday house sits is known as the Superstar Cul-de-sac, as the wealthiest celebrities live there. Marbella's great holiday home has 4 bedrooms, a private golf course, built-in cinema, an infinity pool, high-vaulted ceilings, and beautiful views of the sea. Luka Modric. Luka Modric has had an intriguing life so far, which has led to the 36-year-old now living his dream by playing at the heart of the Real Madrid midfield. Few athletes better represent the rags-to-riches story than the former Tottenham star, who's well known in his home country and has become a household name. The name of Luka's birthplace was Modrici, which is the plural of the name Modric. This is the village where one of Croatia's best athletes was born and raised, and where he first wore a pair of boots. The house where Modric grew up is located along a section of a winding, narrow road that ascends to the Velebit mountain range. When Modric was just 6 years old in 1991, local Croatian Serb insurgents took control of the region where he was born. Surrounded by violence, Modric's grandfather was brutally murdered while he was checking up on the cattle. The family was forced to leave the neighborhood entirely and had to live in a huge hotel in Zadar as refugees. These kinds of events gave the former Spurs player the self-assurance and steely determination he needed to succeed at the peak of football later in life. To escape the horrors of war, Modric took up football. He finally joined Dinamo Zagreb before earning a transfer to Tottenham. Real Madrid later purchased him in 2012 for €35 million, and he's been an important member of Los Blancos ever since. After leading his nation to the World Cup final in 2018, the midfielder also took home the Ballon d'Or award. He earns around €325,000 per week and lives in a 10,000 square meter house in Madrid that cost more than €12 million. 2,700 square meters of those are for the house, where there are 9 bedrooms and 9 bathrooms. The second floor is where visitors stay, enjoying incredible views to the garden. There is also a spectacular cinema with 18 seats, a glass wine cellar, and a kids' room that is 80 meters long, with swings, televisions, and a climbing wall. There is another room for massages, a modern gym, and a garage that can fit 10 cars. The house also has a separate apartment with 2 rooms, a bathroom, and a living room. Outside is a huge garden, swimming pool, and both paddle courts and CrossFit circuit. Modric lives a lavish yet humble lifestyle. For him, life is all about the 2 F's: football and family. Carlos Tevez. In November 2020, Carlos Tevez said goodbye to the beautiful game after Santos FC knocked Boca Juniors out of Copa Libertadores. Tevez's football career is filled with both great and disappointing moments, but there's a lot of stuff about his childhood fans don't really know about. Tevez, who was once Manchester United's best player, went through literal hell in his childhood. Born in Fuerte Apache, then the most violent area in the whole of Argentina, his father died after being shot 23 times in the street before Tevez was born, and his mother left at 6 months. Tevez was basically born around drugs and murder. The scars of a harsh childhood are seen on his body. At the age of 10 months, Tevez accidentally tipped a saucepan of boiling water on himself and was transported to the hospital while being covered in a nylon blanket. The nylon melted, stuck to the flesh, and aggravated first and second degree burns due to the heat. Tevez's face and neck and chest were scarred as a result. Tevez claims that the scars are a part of both who I was and who I am now. My scars tell a story and seem to scream, I survived. In Fuerte Apache, Carlos was surrounded by the constant roar of police sirens, screams, and shooting. When the gunshots hit off the window, the entire family knelt on the ground and prayed. And in the morning, he went to school, walking around the corpses. Like all the other players on this list, Tevez's only means of was through football. However, Tevez acknowledges that his motivation for playing football was financial rather than his love of the game. Tevez started playing for Santa Clara and then attracted the attention of scouts from the All Boys, and so began a great career. Tevez was true to his ambition as he chased money and went to the clubs that paid him extravagant amounts of money. At Manchester United, he rented a €4.5 million mansion, which comes complete with gym, bar, and 8 acres of land. Are there any better rags to riches stories in football than these? Let us know.